Hi, my name is Mo Altassi. I'm running for City Councillor in the Point Douglas Ward, which includes Waterford Green, Tyndall Park, Garden Grove, Meadows West, all the way down to the Exchange. I am born here in Winnipeg. My mother's from Brazil and my father's from Lebanon. So, good food, but like I said, born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Okay, thank you, Mo. We'd just like to ask you, Mo, what do you intend to do once you gain the position of councillor? Your platform of government.
Well, I intend to address crime and safety. Is on everybody's mind. Violent crimes are on the rise, and so is property crime, which is still crime, in my opinion. So I want to address that by empowering groups like 204 Watchers, like Bear Clan Northwest, and support them and continue to support them so that they can take pressure off the system, because the WPS cannot just do it alone. And we want more frequent police cruisers around in the area, not militarizing the area, but just a presence.
What's your opinion as regards homelessness vis-a-vis the drug problem?
You know what? That all comes down to, so we got crime and safety, right? We have a drug problem that's out of control. We have homelessness that's very visible, the most visible it's ever been. And all these are connectors with one common thing, is poverty. So I want to empower and give incentive to new to businesses to move to the area and hire local residents. That's what I really want to see. I want to crush poverty so that it doesn't exist. And the best way to do this is through economic development and economic inclusion.
Well, what can you say about how the current budget is being utilized by the city? Vis-a-vis the taxes that's charged to citizens.
Well, I have to say that mayor and council right now, I think there's a lack of communication. I think there's a lack of communication and disconnect between resident, elected official, department, and department between department. And even councillor between councillor. So I will work with whoever mayor and council is, and I want to be rowing all in the same direction at the same time to find more strategic ways to make this city great.
And what do you think would be your best qualification for you to be to occupy the position that you're running for?
My best qualification?
Yes.
I don't know. It's a tough one. I'd have to say it's heart. It's heart. I got a lot of heart, and people in the community realize that. I have people. Everybody's coming together, and we all have the common goal, and that's future and family. Because at the end of the day, we work so hard. Why? Because we want our children to have a better life than we had, and we want to provide for them and make sure that they're productive members of society in this city.
Thank you for that. What can you say about the current situation of transportation?
I think that transportation is a hot topic right now. I think that we need to have a safety officer. And when I say safety officer, I don't mean a WPS officer, not a police officer. A safety officer directed through transit who has a direct line of communication with the Winnipeg Police Service in case of any incidents. And if we can't provide that on every bus, I think we need to have that on troubled routes. I think we need to have more frequent services in growing areas of Point Douglas, because Point Douglas is growing, even though that people think it's not, but it is growing, and we need more frequent services, and I will advocate for that.
Thank you again for that answer. What can you say about the development of parks and playgrounds all over the area within your constituency?
I believe that parks and playgrounds should be exactly what that is, parks and playgrounds, not empty fields. We need benches for seniors to sit. We need structures for children to play. Okay, we need infrastructure where it's most needed in community to keep our children busy.
Thank you so much. Any last word which you would like to impart to the rest of the people who's actually rooting for you?
I want to say I need all my kababayans on October 26th. I need all my kababayans to come and vote for me because I need to do it with you. I'm not doing it alone. We're doing it together. Salamat po.
Hello, good everyone. My name is Anne Evangelista and I'm running for school trustee in Ward 9. How's everyone doing?
So, could you discuss with us your advocacy?
Yeah, I'm very passionate when it comes to my advocacy as a school trustee. I have been a special educator for many years, and the children with special needs are very close to my heart. And on top of the many priorities that I have listed down, as you may have seen already on my website, is I would like to advocate for the children with special needs. And of course, all the problems that their parents have shared with me throughout the course of my campaign, and even before then, when I was working in St. Amant.
Okay, let's talk about the big picture which concerns the Winnipeg School Division. How do you find yourself in the whole setup of things?
Okay, so when I first started, I researched about the role of school trustee. The school trustee, as you could see in the organizational chart, actually is on top of the organizational chart. The school trustee or the board makes the policies and the budget for the entire Winnipeg School Division. I could see myself very well engaging with the community, asking the community about their concerns, the problems, and the issues that they want addressed, and I'll take them to the school board for us to talk about it and discuss and prioritize the issues that we need to address in the whole Winnipeg School Division. So I will be your advocate. I will be your representative in the school board.
And talking of issues, what current issues do you think needs to be addressed at this point in time?
Okay. So there are hundreds of issues that have been shared by the communities in different neighborhoods. But on top of these issues, in addition to what I have already shared about the resources for the children with special needs, we also have issues when it comes to transportation for children, the food programs in the school, the lunch programs in the school, and also the curriculum. A lot of parents have shared they would rather take their children to attend private schools because, as they have, based from their experiences, their children are not well prepared to transition to colleges or universities. And that is also a major concern. So I would like to see programs that would help our children. For example, my son graduated from grade 12. I would like to see for the batch of students who graduated from grade 12, I would like to see a smooth transition. They should be better prepared to attend colleges and universities.
And speaking of programs, what do you think are programs that needs to be in place on top of what is already there?
Okay, so in addition to the lunch programs, which we could do better on these programs, there should be programs also for the teachers in terms of their professional development. As a member of Manitoba Association of Filipino Teachers Incorporated, I would like to strengthen, the professional development activities that they are being involved, or they are being, exposed, or that the activities that they have in their professional development now may not necessarily be what they need. I just spoke to a teacher from Sisler High School. She's been a teacher for over 30 years, and she shared with me that the programs are not relevant anymore. So I would love to, talk to the teachers and work with them. Ask them what are the type of professional development activities that they would love to attend for their improvement, for their development.
And if you become a school trustee, do you think you can influence the other policymakers to push to the programs that you may have in mind?
Yeah.
And how?
Yeah. I I believe that with the proper communication, transparency, openness to share my ideas, I believe this will be the key to be able to influence the school board. I chose purple for my campaign. Purple is a combination of the strength of red and the calmness of blue. So that means that we could advocate for the programs and for the projects in the most open way and most transparent way of communication. And I believe that I will be able to collaborate very well with my team.
Okay. And speaking of what you have, what specific qualities or qualifications are you bringing to the table?
Humbly speaking, I have been a teacher, an educator for over 25 years. I have experience teaching preschoolers, elementary students or primary school students, high school students, adult learners, and now in the University of Winnipeg, I teach international students. I believe that now, in addition to my credentials, having a master's degree in education and MBA, a psychology degree, and so on and so forth, I believe that I'm highly qualified and experienced, and in addition to that, I have the heart and the passion to serve the community, and I will always be an active listener. I would love to collaborate and I would love to listen to the concerns of the people, and I believe that this is what makes me different from the rest of the school trustee candidates.
And because of those qualifications, I'd like to ask this question. Why only now?
Why only now? $1 billion question. I would like to answer that directly. I want to say that this is the only time that I have started serving the community. I have been an advocate of having a consulate office here in Winnipeg for us Filipinos. There are more than 100,000 Filipinos here. I've started that 2-3 years ago. And I have been volunteering. I have been part of many different organizations. And in my own little ways, I know that I have already been serving. And because the people, the community, my neighborhood, my fellow teachers, my fellow co-workers, the other parents have seen this, I believe that because of that, they have nominated me. And I would say that the work has not even started. So it's not only now, I have started my work long time back, but I couldn't think of any better timing but now to become a school trustee.
Any other issues that you'd like to discuss?
Any other issues that I'd like to discuss? Going around talking to different people, different communities, I believe that the only challenge now is to get people to express their votes, voice through voting. Because based on the statistics, there's only 34% of voters. So this is alarming. I believe that because the role of the school trustee is very important, it has to be given special attention, and the people should go out and vote.
Any parting words?
Well, I would like to really invite everyone to check the profiles of all the candidates, not only because you know the person, but look for the people whom you really feel and you really believe will be able to make a difference in the Winnipeg School Division. That is very important. So if you haven't voted yet, please invite the whole family and all people in your neighborhood and the community to go out and vote. October 26th, go out and vote. Thank you so much.
Website?
My website? Yes, don't forget to check out my website. It's anevangelista.ca. And I hope to talk to you soon. You can send me an email or phone me anytime, and I'll be very, very happy to listen to whatever concerns or questions that you may have for me.
My name is Perla Habate, and I'm running as school trustee for Ward 6.
Okay. And Perla, could you please tell us something about your advocacy?
Okay. I'm retired now, So all my professional life, I've always advocated for our kids, whether it was back home in the Philippines and here. So just to give you an idea of what I've been doing all my life, I started out working for the Girl Guides in the Philippines. And I worked for the juvenile court at one point. Coming over, I brought young girls who worked as garment workers in the Netherlands. And I was instrumental in bringing them over to Canada. There's 92 girls altogether. And I always claim that out of the 92 that has multiplied probably about 10 times over, that would be my contribution to Canada. And then coming over also, I worked with young people who were who had mental health issues. So I worked there. I worked with an exclusive school for girls when I first came in Canada, and now ending up working with Winnipeg School Division for a good 34 years.
Thank you.
So my children had always been my advocacy. Part of it has been mental health. And also, I have a strong belief in helping out parents. I've worked with parents a lot.
Thank you. And let's talk about the Winnipeg School Division. And I'd like to refer to it as the big picture. How do you see yourself in the big picture?
Now, I guess.
Yes.
Because before, I worked with them as community liaison officer. But working, hopefully, if I make it to be a school trustee, being instrumental in coming up with policies that will be helping out our kids. I'm coming in only for one specific purpose, and that is making sure that our kids get quality education. That means all kids, regardless of whether they are new in the country, whether they are children who needs enriched programming, or the disadvantaged kids that need special programming. I'd like to make sure that they are given all the opportunities so that they can be the best that they can be.
And what specific programs do you have in mind should you get elected?
Okay, one special program that I really want to push through is the reception program for newcomers. We're receiving a lot of newcomer students from other countries. And it's important for each individual school to have one point teacher that will receive them. But at this point, teacher has to be kind-hearted, caring, at the same time also has the best interest of these children who are coming in. That means going out of their way to learn something about the culture, making sure that they connect with the parents, and making sure that they are looked after for a good 3 years, so that if they are in the school, they are looked after. If they have to move to another school, there's another point teacher who will look after this particular child. I'm very, very strong about this because in my previous work as liaison officer, I know that there are some schools that are able to provide that service very efficiently, and yet there are a lot of schools that just, it's just one of those things that they do, and these are the kids that are sometimes, that fall between the cracks. And I don't want one kid missing out on the best opportunities is one kid too many. So I'd like to make sure that every single one of them is looked after well. Especially children who are coming from war-torn countries. With the atrocities they have witnessed, it is important for them to have a really positive experience once they come in. Because we want them to grow up to be responsible, contributing members of our community.
Thank you. And let's talk about the qualifications that you're bringing in to the table as you become one of the policymakers. And how would you influence the rest of the members of the board?
I'm a social worker by profession. and I've been in different fields all throughout my professional life. The last one was with Winnipeg School Division. In my work as community liaison officer, because I started working with Winnipeg One when the Philippine community was very new in Canada. They needed help to make sure that our children are looked after. They hired me, one of two that were hired at that time. A lot of our work was basically making sure that administration, teachers knew about our culture, knew about the system that our kids came from, and just making sure that also our community understood the system they're getting into, and also the culture that we are becoming part of. So that experience was very, very positive as far as I'm concerned. There has been a lot of positive results on that. With the job that we did, we were able to connect our community with the school system. I can say at this time that most of our schools understand our children, and we see our children really flourishing in all the schools. Is that it? You know, what else do I have to? Is there
How do you
anything else?
influence the other board of trustees when you become part of it?
Okay. First of all, I guess this is a new experience for me. I will be meeting new people, so it's important for me to be able to connect with them as individuals first. You know, I know how it is when you are dealing with new people. You have to be able to get their respect, and to be able to connect with them and gain that respect would be the first step to influencing them with my passionate advocacies for getting in.
Are there any other issues other than what we have just discussed that you still have in mind you would like to share with your constituents?
I'd like the school system to acknowledge and to recognize our teachers, because they're our frontline workers. They're the ones delivering the service to our children. So it's important that they should be recognized for the good work that they do. There's not much being done at this point in time.
Do you think there should be programs that we need to address or even serve as a recognition for teachers? Programs that would address the concern?
Whatever it takes to accomplish that, I would go for.
Okay, any parting words? As you will be well aware of, the election has already started. There's advanced polls already, and on the 26th will be the formal polls. And so, what do you have as your parting words?
Well, I wish folks would come out and vote first and foremost, because that's our responsibility being part of a democratic society. It's a privilege, it's a right that we have to appreciate, because other countries and other people are not able to practice this. And secondly, I'm hoping that people will be conscientious in voting for the right people, because if they want change, if they want things to get better, then they better also do their part in trying to go through the qualifications of each individual candidate, whatever the position is.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.